Are you tired of living with the knee pain that holds you back from fully enjoying your life? Well, you've come to the right place, and let's delve into the power of the nervous system retraining and the movement retraining and find comfort, confidence, and authenticity in your body. What you're really trying to change is the relationship between the knee and all the other parts, as everything is all connected. And you're really trying to improve your relationship with your body and through movement and the nervous system retraining. I want to mention another thing very quickly before we get started. And I'm assuming that you are used to strengthening and stretching the muscles to improve your conditions. But this is actually not about that. And this is about changing your brain, your nervous system, and the movement patterns by paying attention to your own movements and changing your movement patterns through this specific movement retraining. All right? And so it is really important that you pay attention to your own body rather than watching me doing the movements and you're trying to do the movements and get the repetitions. That's really not how you are going to change your movement patterns and change the relationship between your knee and all the other parts. All right, so let's get into today's movement retraining. So go ahead and lie down on your back on a firm surface. You can use a yoga mat or the blanket to make it a little more comfortable, and you can use the head support underneath so that makes sure that your neck is comfortable as well. So this looks like a simple exercise you probably have done before. It looks like a bridging exercise where you lie down and lift your hips up as high as you can, but that's actually not it, and slightly different. The focus is different. So lie down on your back and you're going to bend your legs so that the feet and your knees are hip width apart. So they're not together, they're not too wide apart, like so. You see? Okay. So from here, so first you can pay attention to your right leg and observe the relationship between your hip, your knee, and ankle. And I want the legs to be in the straight relationship, your hip, knee, ankle. Not so much that the knee is outward or the inward, okay? And the way that you can quickly check that is by shifting your knee, tilting your knee outward and tilting your knee inward. And what happens when you tilt your knee outward is that your ankle shifting the weight on the outside of your ankle, right? And when your knee goes too far inward, then you begin to roll your ankle inward. So go ahead and bring your knee to the center so that the weight on your foot is evenly distributed, so it's not neither inward or outward. And you do the same thing with your left leg. So balance and find the center by tilting your knee outward and inward a few times, and find a place where the knee is center, your foot and the weight under your foot is evenly distributed. So this is the starting point. And from here, and it gently starts to press your heels, your feet into the ground, more towards the heels, right? So to begin to push your feet closer to your heels and down into the ground slowly. And then what happens is when you start to push your heels down and your weight is going to be lifted away, okay? Your body is starting to lift away from the floor by pushing your feet into the ground, right? And you don't really have to go so far up high to this point, but do it slowly. And then I'd like you to really feel that movement it is transmitting, your forces are transmitting from your feet, through your legs, through your knees, through your hips, through your spine. And then begin to lift everything one at a time, right? And then it's starting to release the pressure underneath your feet and then allowing your weight to transfer back into your feet. Then until everything is resting on the ground. And then you're going to repeat that movement So the movement is just like a bridging exercise. You probably have done it before, but you're not just doing it just for the sake of getting a repetition and strengthening some muscles. That's really not the purpose. Really do it intentionally. Slowly push your feet down into the ground so that you can feel the force and coming through the ground, through your legs, your knees, your hips, your spine, and begin to lift away from the ground, right? And keep your abdominal muscles relaxed, because these abs have nothing to do with this movement. It's all your legs, okay? And then transmission of the force from the ground upward in order to lift yourself away from the ground. So when you have a very clear sense of the ground force and the force transmission, and efficiently transmitting the force from the ground through each bone, and then the movements kind of flows very, very efficiently and smoothly without really feeling any discomfort anywhere, any extra effort, any part of the body. It's very, very easy, effortless movement. Okay, so once you are done with this part, and then go ahead and put your left leg down, so your right leg is bent. So now you're going to do the same movement, except only using the right leg. You're going to push through your right foot near the heel, and this time, so the transmission of the force is a little bit different, because now you're only pushing through the right foot. So what happens is now movement is going to transfer up through the spine, but more diagonally, and going over to the left side. And as a result, your pelvis is turning to the left side. Your right hip is moving away from the ground, like so. So watch your knee as you do that. It's quite possible if you watch your knee that the knee is going inward. Okay? And then now you're losing that transmission, efficient transfer of the force. So stabilize your knee as you push through your foot, right foot, into the ground, so that you can transmit the force and the movement upward, so that you can allow your hip to lift away from the ground, allow your body to turn a little bit to the left side, like so. And don't worry about how far you move and how far you lift your hip. Your left side, it stays quite relaxed. Your left side is not engaged at all. It's only the right side that is now working. So just to keep the movement very, very small and move it slowly and focus on the quality of the movement, so the movement becomes easier, effortless, and more comfortable. Not bigger. So don't worry about the range of motion. Just focus on smooth, coordinated movements. Okay, so once the movement becomes a little bit more smooth or smoother, and switch to the other side. And you do the same thing. So first, find center, knees neither inward or outward. Now from there, and push through your foot. Allow the force to transmit upward through you without losing that force, the power. So the knee doesn't move inward or outward. Yeah, so just allow the force and the movement to transmit and transfer upward through you, and allowing your left hip to lift away from the ground. And pay attention that the knee is not tilting inward or outward. So I'm not giving you a specific repetitions, but you can maybe think of doing it about 15 times slowly. But more importantly, it's not about getting a certain number of repetitions, but it is about improving smoothness and the coordination of the movement. So the movement becomes more comfortable and easier, smoother. Okay. Then after you're done, and then bend both legs up again, and you're going to alternate pushing through the right, and pushing through the left. Pushing through the right, pushing through the left, and alternate left and right, and as if you're almost walking. Your arm could be just resting on your side, at your side on the floor. I'm just holding my microphone, so that's why you see me, my arm here in these positions. But yeah, otherwise, if I didn't have a microphone here, then I just would have my arms resting on the floor, like so. Okay, and that's it. And you can practice this one maybe twice a day or so, but focus on quality of the movement, smoothness of the movement, and you want to improve the movement patterns, the quality of the movements. Movement becomes smoother, and you're really changing relationship between the knee, how the knee works with everything else. It's not about the knee. Knee is not the problem, although that's where you are having the pain and issues. But that's not the problem. The problem is relationship between the knee and everything else. That's what you're trying to improve through nervous system and movement retraining. Okay, so if you like this video, and please hit the like button, and if you are new to this channel, please subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends and family. Appreciate that. So thank you very much, and then I will see you in next video. And if you have any questions, then go ahead and leave the questions. And if you have any comments and feedback you want to share with others, then please do that. I would really, really appreciate that. So until next time. I want to let you know that you can join my free masterclass, Path to Comfort, Confidence, and Authenticity in Your Body. And this is an overview of my comprehensive movement course called Understanding How Your Body Moves Method. If you want to submit your application to this course, and you can do so in the master class. So I hope to see you inside the master class.